Hey, good morning, everyone. It's Cadi Jordan here. I'm just outside sunny Vancouver, British Columbia today. Can you see this glow coming in my office? It's fantastic. We're here today to talk about your strategy online, and I can't wait to see who drops in the comments here with us. Thank you for joining us. We are streaming, I believe, StreamYard, and we are on Facebook, and we're on Twitter, in LinkedIn, and YouTube. So just drop in the chat. Let us know where you are from. And how's the weather going for you right now? It feels like it's supposed to be spring soon, just because it's been sunny here yesterday and today. It's supposed to snow tomorrow. We just never get to know anymore. Hey, Kristen, waiting for snow. Okay, yeah. And Robin, oh, you're in Colorado too. You and Kristen, that's awesome. Good to see you here, Robin. Awesome. Thanks for joining, guys. So yeah, today we were just going to talk about strategy a bit. It seems to be kind of a kicker for a lot of people. Sometimes marketing strategy is kind of left by the wayside to work on other things. Sales is really important, obviously. And also having a social presence is extremely important. So no matter what that looks like for you. Hey, Molly from Ireland. Oh, I've never been to Ireland, but I have family south of you in the Midlands in the UK, and I love it there. And I love Wales too, but I'd love to go to Ireland. I do have some friends there that I've never been to see. Hello, Chris in New York, Boston. Hi, Julie. Thanks for joining us. All right, so guys, we were gonna just chat a little bit about strategy today for those of you that are watching live. I don't know if you have any questions that you want to drop into the comment section. What I do find that I wanted to speak to right away is that people sometimes think their social media strategy is separate from their marketing strategy, from their business plan, from their sales goals, from all of the things. And even PR, like earned media, paid media. And that blows my mind, but it's only because my mind connects all the dots all the time, sometimes too much. But that's what works. And that's what I have found works over all of my years working in this space and in the online space, is that we have to connect all the dots. And so that is kind of like a key takeaway for anybody watching live or on the replay that I would want you to take away, is to even mind map it out, whatever works for you. Just like, what does this picture look like? What are some of my marketing goals? Do I have a marketing plan for my business? When was the last time that we refreshed our marketing plan? Like, when did we revisit that? What are my business goals? And then flip that over to sales too, right? Like, sales can look a lot of different ways. And we know that incorporating your social media in that aspect works really great. Social selling really is a thing, and it doesn't have to be slimy. So these are all pieces to kind of put together while you're building out your social media strategy, because it's going to be married with your marketing strategy, married with what's coming in for earned media or paid media if you are participating in that. All sorts of things. Have you been on podcasts? Are you being featured in blogs? All of those things play a part that you want to be able to pull in, put all the pieces together so that you can move forward. Along those lines too, the more you participate online in the platforms that work for you, things are going to come up, opportunities are going to come up, and maybe you're going to shift that plan. So you still want to keep it flexible, but you also want to, be able to incorporate those golden nuggets that come in as you do work online. So, how's everyone doing? I'm just checking the comments here. Yeah, keeps you top of mind. Yeah, exactly. Like, way back in the day, they used to say that a brand had to have like 7 touch points to even be considered, someone was going to purchase from you. And now we know that's like an exponentially different ball game. And it is really about all the touch points that can be had, whether it's online, through your email list, through being featured on another blog, or doing a collaboration where you're on someone else's podcast and then they come on yours, whatever that looks like for you. So definitely lots of different things to be considered as far as those brand touch points and being kept top of mind. Does anybody have any questions in the chat here, since we're live and I know I see some faces? How's everybody doing? Is there anyone on watching either live or in the replay? Because we'll come back and peek at the comments. But is there anyone that really you get really jazzed and excited just about one area of all of these, pulling all these pieces together? That's just your jam? Like, I'd just be curious to know. You can drop in. Let me know. Hello, Denver. Okay, Colorado is really in the house today. Awesome stuff, guys. So I think I had a couple other notes here. For as far as strategy goes, there's a couple things that I see a lot of that I wanted to share, and this ties in really nice with lately because it is repurposing your content. So this is just a piece of strategy that we see. I see when I'm even on other lately dashboards, and sometimes it comes down to time too, but checking analytics, you can check them natively even in your Facebook or Instagram, of course, Twitter, etc., LinkedIn. You want to check them and you want to see like how well your posts are performing. You want to take even like 10 minutes that week to go back over, just what posts went really well for you and how can you repurpose those. And so it's another way to leverage your lately dashboard and get posts out at a different time to get seen by a different set of eyeballs. And maybe you just want to tweak. I mean, for Twitter you have to, because of the rules, you'll have to retweak your posts. But like for LinkedIn, maybe you just change a hashtag or two and just see if you get further reach on a different audience that's watching that hashtag. So it's really good to repurpose your content. The other thing, obviously, too, with lately is you can regenerate your blog post from however long ago, certain posts did well from it. Why not run it through the AI again? Because the AI is learning every time from your quality content. And then you don't have to worry. You're reusing some really good quality content that you've already got. Pop that back through your content schedule and you've just filled up an exponential amount of spots, however far works for you to spread that out. So thanks, Julie. Yeah, like it really does have to be all encompassing when you tie it all together, because that's what works to help propel things forward. When you've got really good quality content going out and you've got I never used to be a fan of scheduling, I'll tell you that. I thought real time is where it's at. That's like 14 years ago for me. And the more I started to be able to schedule via different ways, and then coming to know lately, almost 4 years ago now, that's where I see, with the scheduling, it frees you up to be human and engaging, right? And even that is part of your strategy. It's okay to plan what content you want to schedule out and then keep other things fresh and top of mind. It's okay to still incorporate different things you see throughout the day. You're probably going to read things, comment, retweet, or comment on a LinkedIn post, all of those things, right? They all play their part. But yeah, it's really great just to see people repurposing their content and leveraging what they've already got, because you also are going to be driving the links are driving traffic back to your website. And that is huge. You're getting more eyeballs on you right there. So, Just checking the chat here again. Are there any other questions so far about kind of pulling all of these pieces together? I think part of your marketing and social strategy, you've got your great quality content going out. You're kind of considering all these pieces that I've just talked about. And the next thing would be, you have time freed up to be human out there online. And social selling is a huge piece of that. And again, not in the slimy way. You want to be able to generate the conversations that matter out there online and matter to you in your business. And that is what leads to either further collaborations, booking podcasts. Sandra, great question. I'll touch on that in just a second. I hope I'm saying your name right. But yeah, so just being able to keep it human out there and be able to have those conversations. I guess we can even touch back. I know we talked about this a couple times on LinkedIn with Alex, and even maybe last time I talked about hashtags and being on LinkedIn. But when someone connects with you and the first thing they do is pitch you, Kate just actually posted this on LinkedIn late last week too. Like the first thing they do is pitch you, or the first thing they do in your email inbox is pitch you. And like, that is not a great example of social selling, obviously. Those are ones that I either like to do the switch pitch on, like, hey, well, wait a second. What are you using for your social media strategy? Or whatever. Well, yeah, you've all probably experienced it, right? Drop in the chat. You've all experienced the slimy pitch as soon as you connect with someone. I just even had one like tweeted to me today, like, come join our platform, whatever. It's obviously something I'm going to have to buy into. So it happens every day, all the time. Don't be like that. But just starting conversations, right? I was featured in a LinkedIn blog last week, and I have a lot of new connections that I've gone through from that. So a great example of socially connecting. And maybe this part is not the selling part, but it is connecting via like, hey, great to be featured in the article with you. Hope you're having a great week. You're just starting the conversation, right? And then that's what's going to continue down the line. Get to know each other. And that's what's going to take you down the line to those social selling conversations to get people into demos of your product, or getting more eyeballs on collaborations for blogs, or whatever it is that you've kind of built into your strategy. You're going to be able to leverage that by quality content going out on your social channels as part of your strategy, and just tying that back in by being human. So a question that came in is, how do you do it as a one-woman show? As a one-woman show, that's where Lately can be tied in great, because there's different, and this is actually a perfect opportunity for me to bring up. Lately's already integrated with HubSpot. Hootsuite just dropped. It's connected. It's ready to rock and roll. And there's more integrations coming. Maybe somebody, Lauren or whoever is on, can drop a link to that page in the chat just for people to see. But when is it, Zandra, again, I hope I'm saying your name right. The one-woman show piece, the one solo business owner, this works so great for, because Lately's AI works for you. It takes your quality blog content or even video clips, podcast, etc., and it generates content for you from what you've already put together. And you just need to go in and tweak those posts for a little added human factor, and it's ready to go. So it's saving you tons of time. But with the integrations that are already in place and the forthcoming integrations, you're just going to be able to schedule out that content. You're going to be saving, I think the average time is like 11 minutes per social post if you were writing it and crafting it from scratch. And it's still good to do that sometimes, like especially LinkedIn can be great with some longer posts. But just being able to leverage the tools that you have to be able to schedule some of that content out. And when you have a plan and a strategy in place first off, then once you've built that out, you're going to save more time and bring it back to being able to do the other things in your business when you're a one-person show. So I hope that answers your question. Starting with a plan and a strategy takes a little bit more upfront time, but then it's going to save you time down the line, and it's going to be a lifesaver, because really it does free up your time to have those conversations on social, or to frees up your time just to do other things in your business. Because if you are a one-person show, then I've been there, then you do need that time. It's very valuable to have that time. Time's my love language, so I get it. That was a really great question. You're very welcome. Any other questions? I'm just peeking in the chat here. I would love to hear, what are some of your guys, for those of you who are on live, maybe drop in the chat, anything like, is there a problem that you've come across? Is there something that just feels too big or too far reaching to accomplish when you're putting together your strategy and trying to incorporate different things together? Thank you for dropping the surprise link in the chat. Yes, so there's a pricing page in the chat. You can get started even right now, self-serve, for I think it's as low as $9 a month. That'll generate some content for you, and you can export that as a CSV file too, Lauren or Emma, whoever's hanging out here with us, if we just want to drop that too. But there's lots of pieces you can just start with, right? You don't have to go as far as your marketing and your social media strategy go, depending on the size of your business. And if you are a one-woman show, one-man show, you don't have to go super big scale. It's often great to just keep it small. Strategy-wise, you do not have to be on every single platform. That's a myth. I always recommend that you save the channel for whatever platforms you want to be on. Maybe you don't want to be on TikTok right now, but go save your name there so that it's not belonging to someone else down the line, right? So save your business name across all the channels. Pinterest, maybe you don't think you're going to use it and you do down the line, but at least you've saved it. And that is a really good way for you to just have all of that, because your social links too, the more you use them, that's also part of your SEO ranking. So all of that can tie into your strategy as well too, right? You want more eyeballs when people are searching for your brand. You want to come up on the first page of Google. So being active is also really key. And that looks different for everybody as well. That could be 10 minutes every morning on LinkedIn, just liking, commenting on a few posts as you see them, and going back in, being a little more specific later. Social will still be there when you come back. You miss a day or you go away for the weekend, obviously. I hope people are unplugging. I hope that is part of people's strategy as well. People are unplugging. You can't stay online every single day. I know people do it, and I've done it too in the past, but I can't do it anymore. Best way to grow your Twitter following. Okay, so we could have like a whole Twitter chat too sometime, probably. Twitter is a beast. I've been on it since forever, probably 2008, I think, or maybe early 2009 myself. And I've grown my following there by being active. There used to be tools that integrated very well for helping to target different demographics and grow your following. And Twitter kind of cut that out. Now those tools are actually still offered for platforms like Instagram. And to grow your Twitter following, you've got to follow the leaders, follow the people that you enjoy, that you want to see in your feed. Obviously take that back to your strategy and why are you using Twitter? What are you using it for? Is it just a place to have some conversation? Some people hate it. Some people love it. I still love it. And I've used it in different ways over the years. So as far as growing the following goes, you want to be able to share quality content. So you want to be able to put your content out there. You want to share the love for other people's content. This is all part of pulling in your strategy is not to always be sharing about yourself out there, but also be tagging out others and be able to share the love for what they're doing too, and what aligns with your brand and their brand and strategy as well. That is part of the best way of growing your following on Twitter is you've got to do some following and unfollowing. Be prepared if you're starting from scratch or with lower numbers. Then you really need to be able to just spend that little bit of time working your account. So you gain more followers by engaging too and being human out there. So just spending that time as you can. And it's really about what works for you. So I know even as an example, I am working with an author who had a plan. He had a plan in place and the plan changed. And so the Twitter growth is going to be a little slower, but the only purpose of growing the Twitter audience was so that the publishing company will see, oh, okay, this person has a big following. Well, they have a really active, engaged following over on LinkedIn too. Maybe the publishing company is not checking there as much as they are Twitter. It's fine, but it's kind of vanity metrics, right? And I don't like vanity metrics myself. I like humans. I like connecting and meeting people, but there's different purposes for being on different platforms for people. And we can respect those wishes, whatever they may be. But yeah, I hope that helps as far as growing your Twitter following. Follow the follower, Lauren. Do you want to grow your account? We'll talk after this. Avoid engagement with negative accounts not aligned with your brand. Oh, I know it's really hard. Emily, it's so hard right now. I feel you. It is hard right now. Not engaging, obviously, at all to avoid engagement with those negative accounts are not aligned with you or your brand. Not engaging with them. Obviously, values comes down to a huge part of your strategy. I've always been more of a values-based strategist as opposed to demographics. Demographics still play their part. David Allison has a lot of quick tips on our YouTube channel. I don't know if we can get a quick link to that dropped back in the chat here. But values driven is where it's at, Emily. So I would just say continue to follow only those that align with you and your brand as part of your strategy. Online is a huge place. I've worked with people that are only maybe they're only selling their product in North America, but they also start getting this great interest from Europe. But online's a big space. You're going to get followers from all over. It's just a matter of whether you want to follow them back, or if you want to who you want to engage with, right? So it is very. It is. I'm in Canada. There's a lot of stuff going on here right now. I know there's a lot of stuff everywhere right now, and it's still it is so hard. It is really hard. So choose to only engage with the content that you want to engage with on behalf of you or your brand. Teach that to your clients. And that's what's going to take you that much further along down the line. So David's joining us next week. So David Allison is joining next week for How to Position Anything. That is fabulous. Do we know what value he's going to talk about? That part's probably going to be a surprise. But yeah, so that's just, spend 10, 15 minutes with us next week and catch some of the replays of the different values, see what aligns. These are really genuinely quick videos that you can watch and see what resonates with you. You will find some that resonate for you and your brand, and it will take your strategy just to that next level by flipping the lens from the demographic piece to the values piece and what's going to be that heart-centered connection, right? Oh, I'm so glad. It feels like we haven't seen David here for a while, so that's very exciting. I love it. We are getting close to the half hour here, and it's been great to just share some strategy tips with you guys. I appreciate all the questions in the chat here. That's been amazing. And I think on that note, we'll just say I love you and leave you. For if you're catching the replay, please take a look in the comments. There's some great links there, and we will catch you next week for How